My friends, I want to tell you all that my other YouTube channel, Pop Culture KO, is back, and I'm asking you to please subscribe. Pop Culture KO is a channel where I play around and experiment with things that I can't do on my main channel here because the algorithm discourages innovation and trying out new formats. Pop Culture KO is more eclectic, with reviews, commentary, comedy bits, and videos starring Harvey, the Skull of Calderon, and even Omnivac himself. Go to youtube.com/popcultureko or youtube.com/theharveyzone and subscribe today. I just posted some new videos and more are on the way. Thanks for watching, and now, on with the video. Why is it considered progressive to discriminate against beautiful women? I cannot understand the underlying hatred of women and the very quality of femininity inside the woke movement. Why are women in movies, TV shows, and games these days essentially being turned into men? They act like men, exhibiting machismo and hyperaggression. They fight like men, absurdly beating up men who are twice their size, which is, I imagine, very unhelpful to young girls who might be induced to pick fights with bigger boys on playgrounds because Captain Marvel tells them they need to be able to kick ass in order to be stunning, brave women. Certainly, women should never be devalued because they aren't beautiful in the conventional sense, but women shouldn't be devalued for being beautiful either. Inevitably, the woke solution to discrimination is more discrimination. All they do is shift the discrimination from a historically targeted group or feature to a different group or feature they feel needs to be punished for the wrongs of the past. And this is graphically illustrated in the sad and damning case of Jean Grey, formerly of the X-Men. There is an insane and over-the-top concentrated effort to present women in video games these days completely stripped of any feminine appeal. Case in point, leaked images from the new Insomniac Games Wolverine project. I was alerted to this development earlier today thanks to an excellent post from a source named Grummz on X, who published the leaked photos of Jean Grey with some outstanding analysis of the matter, and I advise everyone on the X platform to follow Grummz if you're interested in video games and those committed to ruining them, like Sweet Baby Inc. Here is the initial post that alerted me to the situation. Quote, "Something big happened yesterday, and most people missed it. Every theory we had about the uglification of women in AAA gaming turned out to be true. Look at what happened to Jean Grey from Insomniac Games' Marvel's Wolverine, from these leaked early screenshots of the first beautiful model to the masculine, world-weary version we have today. They are ruining Marvel. And yes, Marvel's Wolverine is a Sweet Baby Inc. game. We were told it was the difficulty of scanning actors or just tricks of light and bad screen caps. We were told we were incels for even questioning it. As a game dev, I knew this was BS. As gamers, you knew it was BS from comparisons with Asian games. Yesterday, we found out. A principal artist, read this as lead, at major studios including Naughty Dog, Rocksteady, and Respawn, told the truth. Yesterday, a principal artist lead at major studios such as Naughty Dog, Rocksteady Games, and Respawn talked about his frustration at trying to get his designs for beautiful female characters approved at AAA studios. Every time he concepted them, every time he pitched them, every time he brought it up at meetings, he was ignored. Inexplicably, each character went from beautiful to grocery store aunties. Each revision worse than the last. This is no fan of gamers or Gamersgate 2. This is a liberal woke dev with seemingly a lot of talent who is bringing you this information. And he hates to have you use it, but he feels strongly enough that even he has to say something. This is no myth. This is no conspiracy theory. This is happening in AAA, and you were right all along." Unquote.
It's sad that these days the gaslighting is so bad, we have trouble trusting our own eyes and having faith in our common sense observations. It's extremely clear just from leaked screenshots and whistleblowers in the dev community that women are being uglified in games these days. And yet we still need confirmation that this is no conspiracy. This is happening. We were right. Well, no shit. Look at these horrible pictures, man. And not just this game.
Oh no. We have ample proof that companies under the influence of companies like Sweet Baby Inc. are flattening and masculinizing women in games. The woke wankers of the world damn near lost their minds at the existence of Stellar Blade, a game with a gorgeous woman who dares to not only be hot as hell, but has the audacity to jiggle. Imagine a curvy girl jiggling. Heaven forbid. A woman should look like a woman, even as she's doing heroic things. So why is this insanity happening? What is the source of this hostility towards women? Again, Grummz sums it up very nicely in his extended post on X. Quote, "Why is this happening? We know that Sweet Baby Inc. is involved with Marvel's Wolverine. We know this because of Sweet Baby's own tweets and because a narrative director for Insomniac's Wolverine game ran to the defense of Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. does two things well talked about. They assist with dialogue and story, and they also assist with character design. By now, everyone knows SBI's public mission to insert DEI sensitivity into all games. This is their sole purpose and pitch as a consulting company, and this explains why Jean Grey went from great to grocery store auntie. We see this everywhere in AAA gaming. Why was it necessary to reduce Firecracker's butt size in COD? That cost time and money to do for a skin that was already completed. It made no sense. The only reason at all, is politics. After Me Too, there was a great call to reduce the sexualization of women. This horrible incident slammed into the entertainment industry. Everyone overcorrected. Now you can't have any female traits in gaming at all. Not even a butt. Ridiculously, the butts have to be smaller than even the male characters. Censorship ran rampant on outfits, with Asian games being targeted the most. The second reason was the political imperative to place women equal to men, even in places where it made no sense. Girl bosses. To prove women equal to men, they focused on the masculine traits. They had to beat men at their own strengths. This means beefing up the women models, giving them thicker bodies, having them beat up multiple men in physical fights in movies, acting stoic, and above all, suppressing their feminine features and strengths. They call this making women more realistic, but it's really just making them the opposite. They are completely unrealistic now. Cheap stand-ins for male tropes that display none of the natural strength of women and how they are strong in their own right." Unquote. My friends, I have made these points before myself many times. I remember particularly in a video about Captain Marvel basically just being a dude in a Brie Larson suit. In this video, I talked about how ironic it is that some try to tar me as an enemy of feminists, when in actual fact, I believe myself to be a feminist. I support the right of any woman to be exactly what she wants to be, including feminine. See, I think women can be fighter pilots, they can be soldiers, they can be masters of hand-to-hand combat and no kung fu, sure. But I also support their right to be traditional stay-at-home moms, to look beautiful, to be feminine, and to be taken care of by a man. And it's those latter choices that these idiots from 1984's Anti-Sex League cannot stand. They do not really support a woman's right to choose. They only support a woman's right to choose so long as the women make the choices they want them to make. This is beyond phony. This is actually hostile to women. And I wonder when women are going to actually wake up to the fact that these so-called champions of theirs, these so-called white knights, are just trying to make them marginalized and, if possible, obsolete. I find it disgusting. I think it's tragic. The whole thing would be laughable if it wasn't so damn sick. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.